Brittany, Elyse boy.
Checking in UpNex live with the one and only Yoko. What's up, gang?
What's good, gang? How we doing?
Hey, friend. Just trying to be great out here. I know we talking all things Art of Music tour. That's what it's called.
Yes,
That's what we doing. That's what's UpNex live for Yoko worldwide. So
I feel like we should give a little backstory because Yoko is like she a music guru. If you don't know what she do, I'm trying to tell you, she know about the streams, she know about them EPK kits, she know about the touring life, she know about how to set you up so that you can get a split sheet. And I still don't even know what a split sheet is, but she know. So
more importantly, she know how to get you that music money, honey. So tell the people all about it.
So yeah, we created this new movement called the Art of Music Tour. Myself, my brother Real Carter from Equity Distribution, pretty much made it a new movement because once again, we got so many artists who are making dope music, dope videos. Nobody knows how to make money off of it. You feel me? So it's like after traveling and seeing it happen so many times, and so many people keep asking like, "What am I missing? What am I missing?" It's like we really got to sit down and like teach these people like the fundamentals of not only how to make money off your music, but how to maintain the money, you feel me? But then also like how to set yourself up as a business. There's so many artists who don't realize like if you're a brand, you're a business, you feel me? And you should be moving as such. So we got the resources, we got the knowledge, and there's people who want to know it. So we decided just, give it to them. Let them know what they really need to succeed in this industry because everybody else is painting facades for them, you feel me? Like, so this real raw, unfiltered, no cap, just the real nitty gritty of how the music business actually works. Firsthand from two people who just know it well.
I mean, Jay, give the people a little background just on you and how you've come to gain so much knowledge in the music industry. Like, who have you worked with? What are some of the things, the do's and don'ts that you've seen that where artists make mistakes and how they can overcome those mistakes or not even go through them, because that's half the battle. A lot of us, I mean, even in the industries we're in, we do everything the first time, don't know what we're doing, figuring it out, but then we learn from it. So how do we not allow artists to get into that? So give them some of your background and the knowledge that you know.
For sure. So I'm a self-taught music consultant. I consider myself a subject matter expert when it comes to the publishing and the royalty acquisition. All that kind of means I know how the money flows in the music industry and I know how to get it. You feel me? So again, I pretty much taught everything. I taught myself, and this is why I know people can like succeed in this because it's like if I taught myself this, anybody can learn this. You feel me? So after just seeing the gap, if you would, there's an education gap, there's a wealth gap, there's plenty of gaps in the music industry. And after realizing the gap is what people don't know, I decided to teach myself that. So I work with some of everybody. Real Carter is like my right-hand man. For people who don't know, like I say, he's the director of A&R at Rock Nation. He used to be the director of A&R Equity now, He was previously the director of A&R Rock Nation. And that's Ho's nephew, you feel me? So I work with him we're going on 5 years now, believe it or not. I can't even believe that's been that long. There are a bunch of different artists that I work with. The biggest one I'm working with now is Chameleon, you feel me? So we dropping an HBO show in July with Issa Rae. So I mean that's big in its own, you feel me? I've done with Orlando's own Leap Baby. I've got Skeet McFlurry, Mean Gene. There's some of everybody who I've been with, whether they're independent artists just coming from the bottom, or some people, like I said, we're in situations where we got major labels and TV shows and stuff going on already. You feel me? The same thing that I've done with every last one of those artists, though, is kind of teach them just how this industry works, regardless if boom, you on TV already. Well, guess what? It's certain stuff that you need to be doing registration-wise as well that you don't know. Same thing like this kid who never been in a booth before and don't even know how to record type thing. So it's really just being candid with these people and teaching and molding them based on what their goals are, you feel me? And based on what they do and they don't know. Like people learn differently, you feel me? So it's having to learn these different artists and teach them based on what they do, you feel me? Like I can teach a trap artist different than what I teach an artist who, is a college, geek and all they do is make beats all day. They two totally different people, you feel me? So it's having to learn how these people are and then meeting them at their capacity, but it's also having to encourage that regardless of who you are, like you can make it, you feel me? Like I gotta be this type of artist, so I gotta have this amount of money, Anybody can make it, you feel me? As long as you learn how the money flows in this industry, you're gonna win.
Right, right. I mean, give the people a little snippet of what they gonna get at, because you know they got to pay to get up in this situation. But give them just a brief little snippet of what they can expect to learn.
You're gonna make a nice little investment, right? And with this investment, first of all, you're gonna learn how to write this investment off next time. So the next time you come to one of these situations, you're gonna have probably your LLC and everything already set up. So you know that's a continuing learning education when it comes to the write-offs. You feel me? But you pretty much, we consider it like a music literacy class. You feel me? So all the fundamentals of music, right? How do you actually make money in the industry? For me, what companies actually pay you? And it's one thing to say, okay, the name of this company pay you. It's another thing to say, here's the website. You feel me? Like it don't even cost to sign up. But then we also are making people accountable. Like we've been telling everybody so far, you have 48 hours to send us screenshots and show us that you actually did these steps. You feel me? And then when some of the people actually do the steps, there are certain rewards that we're giving people. I can't tell it what it is right now, but people need these opportunities of changing folks' lives. You feel me? So for this specific one in Orlando, it's kind of an extremely special situation. So myself and Real, of course, we're speaking, we're dropping the jewels, we're giving a game. We're giving the artist opportunity to perform and do plug and play, because at the same time, while we're doing AOM, Rel is looking for his next batch of artists to do No Handout Part 2, which is his sophomore album. You feel me? So we telling people like, make the investment, because you don't know what's going to come after that. You feel me? So we also have a couple bloggers coming out, so y'all can start doing interviews with media. We got some folks from the radio station coming out, and we're opening up Fame and Fortune Studios. So a lot of people know about Fame and Fortune, the clothing line out here in Orlando, where they're actually opening a studio as well. And that's what we're going to be doing the event at. So you got to think, man, you get jewels from myself, jewels from Rel, opportunities to be on, you know what I'm saying, a sophomore album, networking with the who's who in the city, because I definitely got just major media coming out just to come listen. Y'all got to learn how to talk to these people. You got to learn how to interview with people. Like everybody want to get on blogs, but you don't know how to speak type thing. This is what we're about to teach you. On top of the fact, you people need, oh, I don't know where to record. Go upstairs. There's a whole new facility that's opening, that's asking you guys, what do you need? How can we help you? How can we support you? So any and everything you need when it comes to the music industry is going to be in one spot. Why not make that investment? You feel me?
Right.
So one question I wanted to ask you, that I know the people, you probably answer this at the tour stop, but I know this is not the first time that you and Rel Carter have toured together. I know it's the first time since pandemic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Since the pandemic. So how did the two of you link up, and how did y'all meet and create the synergy of wanting to share knowledge with artists in this way and travel across the country to do it?
So we linked up thanks to my guy, Devin White. So Devin White was one of my first clients. We were both from the DMV area. Devin had invested in himself and got Rel to do some opportunities with him. And then they created the Culture Tour. So long story short, Devin called me for a favor one day. I did it. I knocked it out the park. He then told me they wanted to offer me an opportunity to go on tour. I thought he was lying. I'm gonna be quite honest. You feel me? I know how I am. I'm a paperwork person. Well, send me a contract then. Well, in a couple of days, I got a contract, and it kind of rocked my sauce. You feel me? Like I didn't know whose tour I was going on. I didn't know who Rel was. None of this. So I Googled his name. I put two and two together. I'm like, yo, he's at Rock Nation. Like, my dream label to work for at that time was Rock Nation. I kept digging deeper. I'm like, yo, that's Hope's nephew. My favorite rapper is Hope. I call myself Yoko because I love Jay-Z. I just had to spell it different. You feel me? So fast forward, me actually getting on tour with him. And this is why I tell people to make investments, because I know how this was. My first 3 tour dates I did with the Culture Tour was an investment. I had to pay for all my travel. I had to pay for all my lodging, and I had to go back to back from 3 different cities. I never met these people in my life. I couldn't stay with them. I couldn't stay close to them. I couldn't ride in an Uber with them. None of that. You feel me? It just was, if this is what you want to do, I got a platform for you, and you can come rock it or you can come roll type thing. I worked 2 jobs that summer to make sure I saved up enough to be able to move like how they move, to make it look like everything was crystal clear. I knocked them dates out the park. That night when we did Memphis, Rel kind of had like a family moment, if you would. And that's when he told me, like, look, man, Jay, you in, like, I love what you're doing. I love the energy you're bringing to the tour. I want you to be part of it. And then literally that next day, everything changed. It went from me buying on my flights and everything that they took care of it. Like now I'm part of the tour. So this was in 2018. Here we are 2022 now. And we've just been able to grow to a situation where like, man, bro, that's my brother. You feel me? Like that's family. So he supports any and everything I do. So when I came to him with this idea early in January, he just literally told me like, Jay, whatever you want to do, run with it and make it happen. Like when I tell you we made a flyer, and we dropped the flyer and we booked the date before we even had an email address set up, just because it happened and we just started rolling with it. Like we ain't even had no website. We like, how we gonna tell people to, you know what I'm saying, sign up? And here I am trying to, oh, like, let me get on GoDaddy real quick and try, you know what I'm saying? Like, just roll with it. But all this was, you know what I'm saying, fate and then making an investment. If I would have told myself like, dang, I ain't got the money to come out there and fly, do this opportunity, I would have never got this far. You feel me? This is why I tell people like, make the investment. I get it. I made the same investment myself with this man, and it's changed my life tenfold. You feel me? That's why I'm never afraid to roll the dice on things. That's why I tell people like, roll the dice, man. You never know what opportunity you're gonna get. I spent a good to make that happen for them 3 dates. I spent a good $1,500 to $2,000 out of my own pocket. You feel me? I was not rich. I was a cook. You feel me? I was a cook at a restaurant. You feel me? So you already know how many checks and how many hours that might be on top of having to pay bills and all that. But guess what? I spent it. You feel me? Look how my life has changed. That's why I tell people, trust yourself. If you really want something in this industry, or you really want to make it and take an investment, if that's what you really want, do it. I bet you it pay off.
I mean, I think just for this whole conference in itself, I feel like we always are so heavy, like, oh, the artist, but just with you explaining that, it shows that there's so many other avenues that you can go into in the music industry. And I want to strongly urge that even if you're not an artist and you want to be a manager, or you want to be a consultant, or you want to be a producer, or whatever it is you want to do, I feel like this is open opportunity for everyone. Because I mean, look at you created a job for yourself just by spending that money, being at the right place at the right time, showing up and doing the work and doing the job and putting it in. You created your own lane. And I think that that's something that a lot of people will be able to even get out of just coming and spending the time with you and Rel, just to hear about how you guys got in the industry the way you did.
It's just going to change people's perspective, because a lot of people think that because of who I'm around, or because who his family is, a lot of things were handouts. Like we had to work for it twice as hard. You feel me? Like, right. Rella tell you any day, like just because that's my uncle, you feel me, don't mean that I don't gotta bust my ass. Rella is the only A&R that I know that is literally in a different city every week looking for artists. You feel me? Not on no, oh, where the best label at, who the most popular. No. Who ain't never performed before in their life? Let me give them an opportunity for X, Y, and Z type thing. Like every week. And this is just not gotta meet a quota, no. Like this shit genuinely makes him happy. You feel me? So to be around, it has to be a synergy of like wanting to do the right thing for people. You feel me? So it's like, these artists need this. We have the resources to give this to them. Do we want to do it? He looking at me like, why not? You feel me? So it's just so much that you can get from like realizing we had to work hard too. You feel me? Like nothing was handed out for us. So it's like we teaching y'all exactly how we learned, but like look what we're able to do because we put these investments in. Look what we're able to do because we took this route. And then we literally about to give you our shortcut and our blueprint on who we work with, what, you know what I'm saying, who we sign up with, who do we use for X, Y, and Z. Like follow our blueprint and you can be just like us. We're giving it to you.
That's dope. Now the tour starts this weekend, correct?
May 13th? We've been on tour. We've been on tour since February for real. So we did Delaware, we did Philly, we just did Phoenix last weekend. This weekend we got Boston. The weekend after that we come to Orlando. The weekend after that we in Cleveland. We take a break for a little bit for Rel to do his birthday thing, and then it's like whatever pop up next, like we going. The goal for this, to believe it or not, is actually to get colleges for real. So we decided to do one-off cities though, because it's like, hey man, until we get these colleges locked in, like these other folks still need this. We still got relationships in this city or this city, why not go there? So to build the content, but the overall big goal for this is for us to start like speaking to colleges and stuff, because we seeing so many students that come from college that like, okay, I want to be in the music business. It's like, well, what do you want to do? And they're like, well, what jobs are in the music industry, or what can I do? So it's like, let's start molding them now and letting them realize like, okay, cool, Rel's an A&R, but it's so, like you say, there's so many other jobs. You feel me? Like you can be a manager, you can be a producer, you can be an engineer, you can be a music supervisor, you can be a lawyer, you can be an accountant. Like there's some of everything in the music business. So we just got to teach them how it works. So we've spoken to, I want to say 2 or 3 colleges already. We did Clinton College, we did Southern University. The day before we come to Orlando, we're going to do Full Sail. And then Southern is looking into possibly making us, hopefully, just a whole partnership situation where we might possibly create a whole curriculum for that whole like college type thing. So that's our goal, is to go bigger, you feel me? Because if we start implementing these fundamentals in college before these kids even start getting out, look how much more they're gonna have to learn. Like that's a shortcut that they're gonna have to get, because most of them, they get out of college and it's like, okay, now what next? Let's show y'all and make y'all intern and practice with some artists. And it's like, okay, you want to be a manager? Part of your college project is manage this artist for 6 months and see how it really is for life. That way, we're giving them more resources, but we're also giving them more opportunities to grow into what might actually be a passion for them, instead of just being like, bet you got the degree and like fly and figure it out type thing. Like, that's not how it works in this industry.
I mean, before you know it, you're gonna be like, and we going to Luxembourg, Paris, Germany. You're gonna be all over the map.
Listen, we went to the Dominican Republic already. You feel me? Like I had to teach in DR, and you know, I speak English. Like I speak good English. They speak good Spanish. You feel me? So we literally had to translate. Like everybody, when they perform their song, they printed them out. I found them the other day. It's crazy. They printed their songs so we can read them in English as they were singing to us. And like as I'm teaching, I'm literally like texting on, you know what I'm saying, Google Translate, like trying to show
90 Day Fiance, Jay.
I swear that was me, dog. That was me, but it worked. Like some of these artists still contact us. They still sending us music. Like some of the artists got signed from us telling them like, do this, do that in a whole nother country, man.
I mean, one thing about you, Jay, is I think that we need more people like you that are willing to teach the knowledge, willing to give people access to them to be able to understand what it takes to actually make it in this industry. I mean, if there's an artist that's watching, or anybody that wants to get into the music industry that's watching, how do they get tickets? How do they get involved? How do they get to get in front of you guys?
For sure. Everything is on our tour website. So aomtour.com. You hit shop all, there's a whole category that says Orlando. There are various different tickets. So like I said, we got opportunities where you might want to come just learn the gems and chill out with us. You can come do that. If you want to come actually perform, there's options for that. You want to come just, play your music. Like it's some of everything that way. Whatever you're trying to do, there's an option for you type thing. The whole thing is like, just be in the building. You feel me? Like I'm telling y'all, the investment that it takes to be in front of us and what you're going to get out of it is worth it. And what I tell people, I'm like, listen, the tickets are $75. Look at your shoes. You feel me? You have a Cuban around your neck.
Facts.
But you don't make no money off your music. You feel me? You got on Gucci sneakers and don't make no money off your music, but you don't want to pay $75 for me to give you all the answers? Tell me that don't make sense. And when you put it in that perspective, it's like, all right, never mind. Let me go and get this ticket in. That way I can just make it make sense, man.
Right. 3 days and no Uber Eats, and we in there.
One night.
Okay, and especially we want to highlight the Orlando stop, which is May 21st.
May 21st, man. Orlando is going to be the biggest city that we did as far as like how many people going to come out, the amount of resources that's coming. Like Orlando is the only stop that's going to have at least 2 or 3 like blog people doing live interviews right then and there. Orlando's the only stop that's going to have somebody from the radio station there. Everybody's begging, how do I get on the radio station? How I get an interview, X, Y, and Z. The man going to be in the building. Why y'all not there? You feel me? Like Orlando's one of the only cities where we're opening a studio, like where you can literally like, hey, you want to go drop like a 16, like right now type thing? Like you can go type thing. We're the only city that's doing private listening sessions where people can like sit down with me and Real for like 30 minutes and then play 3 or 4 of their tracks and ask us what do they need and da-da-da. Like we the only city that's doing everything. You feel me? So I mean, it's only right. I'm in Orlando right now. I'm not from here, but Orlando is home. You feel me? So I know the creators that's here. I know how dope the artists are. I know how many people want to make it in the music industry here. So I'm like, I had to do here. You feel me? Because there's so much potential right here in Orlando. So May 21st, man, this is going to be the biggest tour stop yet.
You heard that, Orlando artists, you know, constantly for years, Orlando artists hit Brittany and I up, and the number one thing that they're looking for is opportunities to perform, opportunities to have their music heard. And something I love that y'all doing that I don't see enough of is providing the knowledge and creating the business side. I mean, I've been in this industry for over a long time. Not going to tell the years.
Don't count.
Like, oh, late, but over a decade for sure. And there's always something in the business that you're constantly learning. So even if you're on, even if you're trying to get on, even if you sign, there's still a ton of knowledge that you can gain. It's super beneficial. Anytime, make sure y'all check out that Art and Music Tour featuring, you know, two legends in the building. You don't get to see Rel Carter in Orlando too often. You know what I'm saying? It's a Saturday, so I'm guessing the after party probably gonna be at the beach, Brittany.
I mean, you know, tables, bottles on me, Dro. I hope you're not watching because they're on me.
So, you know, we ask the signature question for artists when we do an interview, but we're gonna ask it to you too, because you're an artist in your own right. You guys are doing this tour, going city to city, but what is up next for Yoko after this tour wraps up?
Oh man, what's up next for me? I'm about to help Rel, so boom, let's just drop the bag. We're also making, every city we go to, we possibly making an EP. So what's up next is going to be Culture Tapes. So depending on who we find here in Orlando, Culture Tapes Orlando, you feel me? So I'm definitely gonna be helping Rel with just putting together a lot of different situations when it comes to these various culture tapes, you feel me? Like, as we meet artists, we keep projects rolling, you feel me? So on top of me working with everybody who I'm working with, they on tour too. So I'm on like 2 or 3 tours at one time, you feel me? So for real, it's just, I'm in the air, there's something, you feel me? Any plane, any bag, I'm there type thing. So putting these tapes together, traveling with clients and just constantly teaching them as they go to their, you know, next levels type thing. Okay, we'll see what's out of having next, okay, we'll